First off, Hunter, I just kind of wanted to go back a little bit to when you initially hired Eric Musselman. Did you ever think that he would be so successful so fast here?
Absolutely, Terry. That's why.
Of course, right? I mean, that was always the end goal.
Yeah, that was absolutely the end goal. But I mean, you saw his record and what he did quickly at Nevada. I think they won 9 or 10 games the season prior to his arrival. Did not win less than 20 games in his 4 seasons there. They became a top 5 program, made it to a Sweet 16. He put Nevada basketball back on the map, and that's really what we needed here at the University of Arkansas. We needed someone to put our basketball program back on the national landscape, and that's exactly what he's done, and he's done it quickly.
What was it about him outside of his record and his experience that made you want to bring him to the Hill?
Sure. I remember the first phone conversation I had with him. I was sitting in my office. We probably spent 20 to 25 minutes on the phone, and I cut the interview short, not because I wasn't impressed, because I didn't want him to, I wanted to come out and spend some time with him face to face. I just knew his energy and his excitement and his passion and the research that he had already done on the history of our program. I just thought that over the phone, he was what we needed here at the University of Arkansas at this point in time for our men's basketball program.
Well, you talk about his energy and his excitement. We have definitely seen that after a number of games this season. What do you think about him jumping on the table after that win the other night?
I thought it was awesome. I think there's probably a number of reasons that he did that. One, he didn't have the opportunity to celebrate with Danielle and Mariah and his other son, Matthew, and I think his sister was in attendance as well. And they're sitting up there in the front row along with many Razorback fans. And so I think it's just his acknowledgement of his excitement, and that was his way of celebrating with not only his personal family, but his Razorback family.
There's so many fans that have come out in support of the Razorbacks and what they've been able to do this season. What's it like for you as an AD to see that from Razorback Nation?
It was really special as the game ended at Hinkle Fieldhouse for me to take in the celebration on the court, but the celebration in the stands. And I turned to my right and I looked, and Gary George, one of our donors from here in Fayetteville, he had taken his glasses off. He was crying. And there was others that were doing the same things, and just what it meant to our fan base. I mean, I knew it was going to be special. I didn't know how much it meant to so many people across this state that just love the Razorbacks and this basketball program.
Well, hey, I mean, I've seen you on the sidelines at games. I've seen you get pretty pumped up. I specifically remember Mike Neighbors lifting you up after one game last year. What's it like for you to see that same passion from Musselman?
It's awesome because, I mean, these coaches, these student athletes, they work so hard day in and day out to get to a point where they can celebrate a moment like that. And it's great to see them all just cut loose and enjoy it, and not to be something that they don't enjoy because of the time and energy and effort that it takes, especially this year and what they've gone through with COVID and all the protocols and the changes to their private lives that they've had to endure, and being there in a controlled environment in Indianapolis. It was awesome to see the energy and the passion and how truly excited that they were when the horn sounded and we'd won that game.
Yeah. So are we going to see you celebrating with the team if they make it to the Elite Eight?
Tara, I would love to find down on that court. That was probably one of the things I missed the most. I mean, my poor wife was stuck in between my son and I as we embraced her at the same time in the stands. But one of the special things for me is to celebrate along with our coaching staff and our student athletes. And I decided not to put myself in that controlled environment so that I could still enjoy our other student athletes competing, like baseball and softball and women's basketball, et cetera. But I do miss and would love to find a way to get down on that court if we make it to the Elite Eight and into the Final Four.
By the way, I was about to say, you mentioned some of the other sports, and truly it is amazing what's going on the Hill. I don't know what you're putting in the water up there, but it's clearly working. You've got so many athletic programs being so successful right now. Have you ever been a part of something like that?
I have not. And I think it's a testament to all of our head coaches and what they have done this year and they're feeding off of each other's success. I know that our football team, only finished 3-7, but those 3 games were in the SEC. We had not won an SEC game in almost 3 years. And I told Coach Pittman, I think he really set the tone this fall with how our football team played, and then our soccer and volleyball teams and cross country teams followed suit, and then basketball and gymnastics and swimming. And I think all of our student athletes and all of our coaches are feeding off of each other's success, and they're pushing each other forward through this COVID environment that we're still trying to get to the end of.
And by the way, when you were at Houston, were you ever a part of a basketball team that made it this far in the NCAA tournament?
I was not.
Okay.
I was not. Kelvin Sampson was just getting that program really rolling, as you can see now, at the University of Houston, but was not a part of. I just left actually the year they made it to the Sweet 16. I think it was the 2017-2018 season, and ended up beating Kentucky. So
this is a first for you then. So what's it like for you to be that part of that?
It's special, and it's special for me, but it's more special for me because again, I see what it means to our student athletes and our coaches and to our fan base, and that's what continues to drive me forward, is to make sure that our student athletes have a great experience, that our coaches have all the tools that they need to make sure that our student athletes have a great experience, and for the fan base here across the state of Arkansas, and just how much our men's basketball success has changed kind of what this state feels like right now.
Absolutely. And obviously it is great for the players and the coaching staff, but all in all, it's what it does to this program as well. So what kind of impact does this have moving forward for that men's basketball team?
Well, I think Coach Musselman's finding that out right now. I mean, he doesn't have many down minutes there in the bubble because he's obviously preparing for these games this week, but it's opened up a number of recruiting opportunities where there's student athletes or prospective student athletes that maybe Arkansas was not on their radar screen is definitely on their radar screen right now. And so I think that it's opened up a number of opportunities for players that we had not identified early on as being prospects at the University of Arkansas that now are.
And honestly, it kind of reminds me of the whole Barry Odom situation. Everyone loved what he was able to do with the football team. And so, of course, people were coming after him. And, there were the rumors about maybe he's going here, maybe he's going there. Same thing with Eric Musselman over the past couple of weeks or months, I guess, honestly. What have you thought about all of those rumors?
I don't think much about him. I talk to Eric on a regular basis. I talk to his agent, Jordan Bazan, on a regular basis. And as Jordan and I discussed, Coach Musselman doesn't need rumors of other schools coming after him to have any leverage. He's got more leverage than he needs with the University of Arkansas by winning basketball games. And he'll continue to have leverage as long as he wins basketball games. And so I feel like we're in a really good spot with Coach Musselman. Him and I have a great relationship, and I don't feel like he's going anywhere. But with that said, I will not take for granted as the athletic director that he's earned the opportunity for him and I to sit down when this season is over. And we both agree that's the point in time to do that and talk about what his contract looks like moving forward.